Hello, everyone. Welcome. A big welcome to you, to the Advancement Center, and to the world of magic and miracles, where we are gathered once again in our ever expanding, elevated platform of living, which spans every time zone and beyond. And Robert said, the elevated platform of living is that place where your music and the world of magic and miracles live. It's the place where your perspective of everything is at a much higher vibration. You literally are above it all, and you cannot be dragged down to the lower vibrations via a reaction, because that requires a narrow view, which can only be experienced in a lower frequency. I call out to everyone as family. By now, you must realize the importance of your presence as the charter members of this emerging industry of magic and miracles. And as charter members with firsthand information, we cannot help but be the bearer of good news and good times that are coming via Swisindo and so much more. I have so much to say today. I hope we have time. So, all right, I'm just going to say, because I'll get to it later, but I want to say right now, you are part of the greatest show on earth right now. And the Advancement Center is going to take all of that joy, excitement, intelligence, and put it on stage. And it will be produced and shown and attended on October 13th. That's very soon. And we're busy. Okay. So let's go right to the chase here. Robert Young tells us that celebrations are important. They seal in the event forever. We here at the Advancement Center celebrate a lot. Last night, we celebrated the birthday of our newest family member, Adrian, just arrived from Scotland, and I wish each and every one of you on this broadcast could have been at our table last night, which was laden with love, tartans, and a spirit of pure joy. This broadcast is the continuation of that. Each week, I rejoice in the progress being made on all of our behalf, while this new platform of UN Swisindo and its ownership of the World Bank is the opening. As a diplomat of the UN Swisindo multinational organization, I am here to unveil the financial freedom that we all have known about into the physical. Swisindo has been the finest vehicle for me to take care of our universal family. Swisindo will provide all basic needs to everyone on the planet. And at this point, I'm supposed to show you the voucher, but it will show up later. Now, the important thing about this is I tell you this every week, but I want to make sure that you go to swisindo.news and download the debt burden liberation certificate as well as the M1 voucher. And I'll tell you more about that if you're new to the broadcast. By the way, the July 15th recording of the broadcast goes into great detail. So that's still available. And for $1, you can have the recording to listen to many, many times. Several of our family have expressed interest, and 3 have been accepted into my ministry. A very warm welcome to Muhammad. And that ministry is the National and International Ministry of Humanitarian Assistance, NIHA. I always have to look that up. And I am the Director of Health and Wellbeing Ministry. And there are many ministries to fit all of your gifts, because people come from all over with their gifts. And there's a ministry to fit each and every one of your skills. My past has become more than supplanted with the excitement of a brilliant future for us all, bringing in those who have been searching and, having found Robert, become our immediate family, which enlarges every day through these broadcasts and the treasure of Robert Young's YouTubes. I receive letters of request practically every day, and asking for admittance to this teaching, to which I say, this is not a teaching. It is you who have come from your origin, bringing your gifts to the world of magic and miracles, established and maintained by each and every one of you. It's just so wonderful. We are given the opportunity to have a front row seat, taking an action if we choose, and not having to accept the media's slant. It is with pleasure that I can pass along to you actual happenings. Remember, things are not getting worse. They are getting uncovered. We must hold each other tight and continue to pull back the veil and see each other as they truly are. Now, by now, most of you, I think, know that M1, the president of UN Swissindo, has been jailed without cause. Well, the cause is the cabal doesn't want him active. That's what the cause. But it's wrong, very wrong. And as promised, here is the weekly update from UN Swissindo, a clear route out of the debt slavery system that has been foisted upon us for too long. Now, most of you know this Swissindo information because I give it to you every week and have been telling the good news to your friends and family. But for those joining us for the first time, welcome. Remember, I'm going to say it again, check out the 2 websites, Swissindo News, where you download your M1 voucher and scroll further down and download your DBLC, Debt Burden Liberation Certificate. Okay. Now, Swissindo Net is there for you to read all the history and be informed. Every man, woman, and child will have their basic needs taken care of on this planet. This is the human obligation. And $6 million are set aside for each person. And that means $1,200 a month for life for each adult. And each child of school age up to the age of 17 will get $600 a month. That's going to make quite a difference. And and we can begin to say goodbye to poverty. This is God's mission, known as a mandate, to free and unite the 7.5 billion people throughout payment order 1 through 11. And I'll just run through those quickly. Oh, I just found, here's your debt liberation. It's going to look like that. And here's your M1 voucher. And this is where, wrong one. Yeah, this is it. This is the M1 voucher, and you put your picture, that's a passport picture size, and your thumbprint, do not sign it, and attach it with Gorilla Glue. It holds very well. And then I want you to have this printed out with your picture and keep it in a safe place. Stay tuned, and I will tell you what to do next, because we're waiting for the banks to wake up, because you're going to be able to go into the bank, set up a separate account so that Swisindo can make the deposit directly into your bank every month. Doesn't that sound good? Now, the debt liberation certificate is something else that you print out and hang on to, and we will tell you, well, as a matter of fact, it's in operation right now in the world, but right here in the United States, I'm not sure. But you go into the bank, you will go into the bank, and every debt that you have incurred since before October 2016 has been paid. And you know how it's been paid? It's been paid by your dowry. When you were born, that was as good as a dowry, because the banksters have been trading on your dowry ever since. And then what happens? You go into a bank to borrow money, they expect it back, plus interest. Wrong. You've already paid that. Remember that. You are free and clear, and you have already paid debts. Now, since October 16th, my wonderful colleague, Vidi, said, well, now, wait a minute, what if they refinanced? That's another story. So I'll be checking in on that and let you know. But this is everything before October 2016. Now, to keep going, this mandate involves, how about corporate debt burden liberation to the tune of $2 billion? Country, debt burden liberation to the tune of $138,990,000,000,000. M1 is doing this with a lot of help. Now, there's a bank quota, and believe it or not, banks are going to be getting help. $138,990,000,000,000. And of course, the most exciting is the Venus Project. Now, the Venus Project is for the construction, or I would call it reconstruction, of the universe. Mr. Jacques Fresco is the mastermind of this magnificent project, which represents the culmination of his life's work, the integration of the best of science and technology within a comprehensive plan for a global society based on human and environmental concern will soon be ours to enjoy. So collectively known as the World Solution Gift Offer for the highest good of all. And that's why I loved the verb unveiling. Now, what an amazing feeling to know that we are doing what I have always known to be true, helping others and bringing peace to the world and becoming so much more. This is not a teaching. It is you who have come from your origin, bringing your gifts to the world of magic and miracles, established and maintained by each and every one of you. There is a flow, and once you find it, maintain the flow in all areas of life and beyond. And there will be an explosion of reality that has never been experienced before. The extensive capabilities of the human species will suddenly appear as the major focus in every person's life, and the intense cooperation in developing conditions that enhance one another will bring new life to the industry of magic and miracles. Now, you know that ever since August 8th, I believe it's August 8th, M1, and endearingly called BAPOC, has been in prison. And every week he sends a message to all of us. And this week's message is, success, greetings, divine mission fighters. The true Merdeka, that's the Indonesian greeting, true independence. There is no reason to stop pursuing the mission unless we have arrived at a common goal for all of God's people. Keep your spirit high. Greetings from M1 to all of you who keep staying enthusiastic. There is no backward step. Keep moving forward, volunteers who dare to live. We win without anyone feeling defeated. Dare to live for the true independence of all the people of God. He has never stopped working. He's wherever he is, he's safe, and his arrest has had a very interesting outcome. The world is in an uproar because he has revealed corruption that you cannot even imagine. Well, here's one instance. The World Bank, of which he is now the owner and the director and leader. And he discovered that since 1961, $70 trillion have been pilfered by the countries that were involved. He has forgiven all those debts and said each and every one of them will now sign a peace treaty, and if they don't sign it, imprisonment and $1 trillion fine. Fine. Good. Love it. I did that. Okay. Every week I accumulate more and more information, but I don't want to skip over anything that's important. Now, with this platform of the World Bank, it's called the World Bank Group, and we are all encouraged to take out an account. Now, there's an Honorable Nelson who, well, I have something better to say. Susan Terry is the head of my ministry. She's the Secretary General of our ministry. And every Sunday morning, when I'm thinking about what I'm going to be telling you, I send her a WhatsApp message. And within 2 minutes, I have an answer. So I'm going to demonstrate that right now for you. Here we go. Okay. All right, here it is. She says it's so much better than I do. All right. Swisindo is opening up a new office in Ecuador. And there's a lot of information about, and they call everybody Honorable Nelson. So I wrote to her just before and I said, Honorable Nelson is in Ecuador getting ready for an event. Was he the one jailed on false premises? Thank you. And she came right back and she said, yes, he is the top president of UN's office that recently opened in Ecuador. He introduced the indigenous Mamos tribe to the M1 voucher, and they recognize Bapak, and they call him Ballpark, as the Inman Mahdi who will fulfill the prophecy of the eagle and the condor. The big event will be the unification of all the nations that will be held in Santa Marta, Sierra Nevada, which is considered the center of the earth. All the indigenous leaders from North America will be invited to honor M1 at the event that I believe will be taking place in November. I will have the details this week as they've been organizing it since May. I just wrote the article that will be published around the globe today. Yes, Bapak. He has fulfilled the prophecy of the eagle and the condor. There are over 150 countries that have supported what he is doing with the World Bank. That is the kind of communication that we have within Swisindo. If you have a question, or if you have a praise, or if you have some sort of communication, it's right there. So now we know who Honorable Nelson is. And he said, I have no doubt that this platform has created the new way that we will walk into the future. By the way, he was exonerated. Okay. We will walk into the future with transparency and searchable knowledge for all those who are seeking safety and security in their diplomatic relations. Yes, we are being shown a model from Indonesia, and this platform is being created while Honorable Bapak is in a safe and protected place at this time. Honorable Bapak works full-time, no matter where he is. This will definitely show all of us who have ever wondered about Honorable Bapak's ability and architecture and what he has created and holds. He is unstoppable in his efforts and is moving this mission forward undeterred. We have a majestic forces of white bear, unseen forces working tirelessly in the background in an honorable and trustworthy way, so no one feels defeated. With World Bank now being taken into secure hands and being established transparently for all of us to see with all these projects. No longer will there be a need for meetings and deals happening behind closed doors. This gift and grant and intentions to remove all debt from people will be historical and transparent. for all who have responsibility to take care of people in their region. Follow the directives and go to the World Bank daily and follow those messages. And then they're imploring us to all become part of this. All right. I feel protected and safe, and everything is so full of integrity with how we are stepping forward. Please ensure you hold importance of directive to get all your team members on board. And then, of course, he ended with, we are watching history. We are sacred witnesses to history unfolding. Now, did anyone of you see the documentary on the Kogis? I think it's Kogis, right? They are a tribe in South America who refused to let civilization taint their lives. In fact, I so remember that documentary. And if I can find it, I'll share it with you next week, because it shows them living life with nature, with love and respect for all life. And they let this one reporter in, and it was quite magical. So they wanted to make sure that these people know what's happening. So here's a letter that the people, these Kogis, as a matter of it's the Arhuacu people, the Kogis, the Kankuanos, and the Wiwa, indigenous communities with autonomous governments, sent this letter. It's called a letter of thanksgiving. On behalf of the indigenous people settled thousands of years ago, 18,000 years, in the Sierra Nevada of Santa Marta, Colombia, South America, we send through our major Mamo Arwa Viku our most sincere, profound, and infinite thanks to Indonesia, the lighthouse of the world, to Swisindo World Trust International Orbit, its president, the Honorable M1, for his titanic and monumental contribution for the benefit of the human race and the planet that we need so much for living, since we are so close to a global hecatomb. I don't know that word. Thanks, Honorable Mahatma, which is the Sanskrit word for big soul, for offering us such a kind and generous gift through its formidable Venus project, the debt release payments, and the voucher M1. Gifts that we accept and we wait with open arms and the heart swollen and throbbing of infinite joy and happiness. M1 for us is the reason for transcendent joy, to communicate that the invitation that we already made for the celebration of the ceremony of the prophecy of the eagle and the condor in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Maria in Colombia, South America, is ready for its realization or startup. Indigenous leaders of the 105 native peoples of Colombia and representatives of the indigenous people of the Latin American continent waits for His Majesty in this celebration to express our immense gratitude for the benefits offered to us. Rest assured that you have our humble support for your great Venus project, debt relief, and voucher. O Father Sarankwa, their word for God, omnipotent, we reflect deeply on this great mission so that humanity awakens from that great lethargy. We pray with our most fervent prayer. Receive on behalf of women, children, and indigenous people of our communities a strong, fraternal, and loving hug. There goes the plane. And thousands of blessings for your great work. I think you felt what I was feeling because they've been holding space apart for what life truly is. And they've gone further by saying, let us have no favoritism, racism, corruption, or egotism, and instill true honor for the race that is accepted by all races. A good victory does not make the other defeated, thus allow us to be united in conscious awareness, in thinking, feeling. Within these universal principles, our civil commitment is to be guardians of this earth, of this planet, withholding the basic protocols of responsibility, honor, dignity, truth, compassion, and accountability to the one true God. True victory is when no one feels loss or defeated by another because of our most challenging enemy is within us all. Therefore, rein this in and protect from within the integrity of all humans. Let us have no favoritism. I read that. Okay, I printed it twice, but it's all true. Yeah, that's a do-over and a duplicate. Okay. I think what's coming through in all of these messages is that this is the real world. This is what's really happening. Forget media. And this is why it has been my honor to unveil and share this information with you. You can join us. You can sit there and celebrate with us. But just know that you're witnessing an amazing time. Okay. I printed out a lot of papers. Now, well, I think you get the message that Swisindo is the vehicle down here. But we know that there's so much more that is not physical yet, but becoming so. Our advanced intelligence is opening our vision to the greatest show on Earth, both on stage this coming October, I'll tell you more about that, and off stage every day of our lives. And that advanced intelligence is what brought you here today. And as I look around, the excitement of seeing our whole team is together. A few are missing, but we have quite a team here present today. And today will be marked by, this is the day we are going to be framing the greatest show, putting all our love and ideas together. So this show will be mounted for everyone's benefit, present and unpresent, or not present. Now, this Swasindo story is a good story. Let's say that we have fired all the policemen and starchy receptionists in our personal reception center who accept nothing new. What happens next? Well, Swissindo's taking care of everyone monetarily, and all races for the almighty dollar are not as crucial as they once were. Your home is your castle, your wardrobe is complete, nothing is out of reach. You can now afford an occupation that is rewarding at whatever level suits you. You have purchased rupiah, that's Indonesian currency, and it is now on par with US dollar. That's coming. And there is no lack. What do you want is the question. Time for music, creativity in the studio, kitchen, or garden? And then, what do you crave? True friends who see you. Those gifts that you brought in with you, but you were having to make ends meet, remember? What are those gifts you have had for the world? Do you remember? Is it easier to notice special qualities in your children's freedom? Education can now become experiential and no more mad dash to get into a top school in order to get into a top paying job, which goes nowhere. Yeah, all money stress ends. And here is a beautiful prescription from David Best. For those of you who were on the broadcast on Friday, you heard David giving his own writing. I was so thrilled with it. And my only declaration is this cannot only be heard once. It must be heard again and again. So now you'll have 2 recordings with David's poetry. And this one is called Freedom. You chose to be here at this amazing time, when the truth would be disclosed and programs cleared from our mind. Our planet has been suffering, not fit for man or beast. Running programs of separation, this system would not delete. Why would anyone come here to be a part of such a mess? But you chose to volunteer so that humanity could be blessed. Thank you. Thank you. I celebrate you. Thank you. Thank you. Believe it. It's true. Our galactic brothers and sisters with us every step of the way. We've been in this together. They're excited to see us play. It's been a Herculean feat. Beings from every civilization No, to bring back all alignment, to bring all back to alignment. All existence has been watching the show. So dance, everybody. Do the dance of light. There's enough love in you to light Times Square at night. Whatever you feel, dance your own unique way. The old has gone. We're celebrating today. So dance, everybody. Do the dance of light. There's enough love in you to light Times Square at night. Whatever you feel, dance your own unique way. The new has come. We're celebrating today. It's still in progress, not quite a reality, but very soon, the end of duality. Make room for oneness and love. Sovereignty and freedom will rule only unity consciousness, separation, the fool. So, dance, everybody. Do the dance of light. There's enough love in you to light Times Square at night. Whatever you feel, dance your own unique way. The old has gone. We're celebrating today. So dance, everybody. Do the dance of light. There's enough love in you to light Times Square at night. Whatever you feel, dance your own unique way. The new has come. We're celebrating today. I don't know about you, but I'm dancing inside. I'm only tethered to this microphone. So dance, everybody. And thank you, David. This is glorious. I think I'm going to send this to M1. I think he will love it. I have such a good feeling about what's going to happen because I can feel this being told and retold and danced to and music and lyrics set to it. It's fabulous. It's wonderful. Now, this next writing by David carries so much. In fact, it is such an amazing, important message that I have had conversations with my family about how each of us are considering what David has said. It's a very important piece. So it is my honor to read it to you now. It's called Uncover the Light. One day, while out on a walk, you notice a light coming from inside a structure. The structure has been put up as if pieces were added to it over a long period of time. The way it is constructed makes you think that it was built and added onto to prevent the many storms that come to this area from ravaging the structure and destroying the light. There are pieces of plywood and shutters covering almost every crack and crevice. Yet the light somehow is still able to be seen and, most importantly, felt. As you approach the shed-like structure, you are met by someone who speaks as though they are the owner of the property. They said that the storms of life kept coming and that they needed to hide their light for fear that it would be put out. As each storm approached, they put a new piece of armor to shield their light until it was encased in a fortress. They said that their light felt so vulnerable, and so did they. Each shutter and each piece of plywood represented an experience that they had gone through. Piece by piece, they were put up until the light was hidden from almost everyone. They said that they were helpless to remove the boards from the structure and free the light. But they realized that since this person could see the light, even through all the boards, that maybe they could remove them. The person said that they would gladly remove each shutter and each piece of plywood until the beautiful light from within could shine for all the world to see. And in that moment, it was done. The light would never again be blocked or hidden, and it would shine so bright that not even the light of the sun could compare. This is what we do for each other. We uncover the light. Love, David. Thank you. I'll see you again on Wednesday, where Genya carries us to our own inner music. And on Friday, David lights our way with his musical words of being. Share you with us and watch the magic happen. Thank you for joining us today. And we all wish you perfect life, perfect health, and an amazing, magical future. Thank you.